What's up, MetaFam? I love the absolute fact that I had the privilege to go through 3 master's degrees, 1, 2, and 3, and pay back all of that student loan debt. And I married a woman who has a master's degree and a JD as well. And I loved paying back all of those student loans just so that I could pay everyone else's off as well. You know, the White House on Wednesday finally released its program for student loan debt relief, saying it will cancel up to $20,000 in debt per borrower. Wait. Wasn't it Nancy Pelosi who said that the president actually doesn't have the power to do any of that stuff? Or did I mishear her that one time that she was talking about stuff? So it will cancel up to $20,000 in debt per borrower to households earning as much as $250,000. Goldman Sachs economists Joseph Briggs and Alec Phillips ran through the numbers and gave a conclusion, perhaps jarring to the plan's supporters and detractors alike, that it wouldn't amount to much, saying headlines are much bigger than the macroeconomic impact. Now, you probably heard the news. So if all borrowers eligible for the program enroll, it will reduce student loan balances by around $400 billion, or 1.6% of GDP. That's not a given. The Economist points out that previous programs to reduce loan payments didn't reach full enrollment. And as we were talking about on DC TV Live early this morning at 9 a.m., only 7% of people are actually paying back these loans anyway. I wonder. The Economist then drew on both educational department data as well as Federal Reserve survey for customer finances to estimate the boost to income and consumption. Though lower income households will see the largest proportional cut in debt payments, most of them don't have student debt. The wealthy, on the other hand, are limited by income thresholds attached to the relief. Middle-income households will benefit the most. But there is no middle-income households anymore in America. What's the impact? Well, payments will fall from 0.4% of personal income to 0.3%. Ooh, this modest reduction in debt payments as a share of income implies only modest boost to GDP relative to counterfactual, where debt forbearance ends and normal debt repayments resume. The estimates imply a 0.1% point boost to the level of GDP in 2023, with smaller effects in subsequent years due to natural maturation of student loans, which no one pays back, as well as continued growth in nominal GDP, according to the experts. Boss Don. There's also an offset. The end of the student loan payment pause at the end of the year. So when the new debt forgiveness program will boost consumption slightly, the combined effect of debt forgiveness and a payment resumption will be slightly negative, the Goldman team writes. Oh, you mean so it actually is not going to amount to whole much because people are just going to keep spending money irresponsibly anyway? On the hot issue of the day, inflation, the Goldman team wasn't expecting much difference either. Debt forgiveness that lowers monthly payments is slightly inflationary in isolation, but the resumption of payments is more likely to offset this, they say. Here's the other element. A proposal to cut monthly payments to 5% of income from the current 10%. All other things being equal, it should reduce the size of borrowers' monthly payments when they resume in January, thereby increasing the household disposable income while further increasing the federal deficit. It will boost the deficit to a number that's so large that it won't even matter because these numbers are intentionally so large that it doesn't actually compute. But apparently it's about roughly $400 billion over the next 2 years. What does that mean? I have no idea. But it won't have much of an impact on Treasury issuance since the government has already funded those loans. Even with the possibility that lawmakers will want bigger programs in the future, the Goldman analyst points out that there wasn't much of a reaction in fixed income markets anyway. This suggests the market participants might be treating this as a one-time event that does not imply greater debt relief and heavier debt levels in the future. Which, guys, here's the point that I was trying to make. It's just politics, baby. It's just politics. Someone posited during today's morning stream about how these tax breaks will affect people? And the short answer is it actually won't. And the reason is because unless we address the underlying issues of bad spending habits, and unless we address the issues of bad savings habits, and unless we address the issues of lack of education around investment opportunities, then none of this will actually matter. Let me ask you guys a very, very simple question, and this is a powerful question. I'm glad that you have listened to me to the very end. The question is this: have you ever met a wealthy man who is terrible with managing money? Frankly, it's not possible. It's not possible to meet a wealthy man who is terrible at managing money. And so the opposite, therefore, is also true. Have you ever met a poor person who is great at managing money? If you look at the two sides of this coin, they tell the same story. The same story is simply this, is that unless you have good investing, unless you have good saving, unless you have good financial literacy, understanding, and the value of compound interest, these types of things, then that truly, in my opinion, is what divides the rich and the poor. It's education. And we here at DCTV are here to educate people and bring people in to the future of money. And I'm glad you're here.